Hello. So tonight I am going to see the Long Island medium, Theresa Caputo. I have 4 tickets. Actually, I have 1 extra ticket, so if you guys want to come with me, I wish I could vlog actually. I have to take a shower, I have to do my nails, I have to find something to wear, and actually I have to find somebody else who wants to come with me. My throat's actually really sore again today. It's not very nice outside, so that's just my allergies acting up. Yeah, so I thought I would jump on here really quickly because I'm not going to be able to vlog, and I probably won't vlog about my experience until I come home. So I'll be with friends and people who don't vlog and don't like to be on camera. So I don't think I'll be able to vlog at all there because it says no cameras. So I really wanted to take a picture. We'll see what ends up happening because we'll have our cell phones, right? So so I'm feeling really anxious about it. I'm feeling like my post-traumatic may come out. I'm feeling like I may feel jealous if the person next to me that I don't know gets a reading, or even the people that I do know get a reading and I don't, which is so stupid because I know I'm not going to, so why would I feel this way? I remember watching one time and there was a girl who's had a stillborn, and Theresa mentioned her stillborn, and I just kept thinking how I need that closure in my life. I need to know that Leia didn't suffer, and I need to know that she doesn't blame me for her death, and I need to know my mom's okay, and I need to know my mom found Leia and that they're together, and I need to know my mom knows Ryder, and I need to know that Mary, my mother-in-law, got there with my mom safely, and that there's so many unanswered questions. But most importantly, I need to know that our daughter is okay. And there's going to be like 10 billion people there, so the chances that I even get that slim to none. Or what if she's not okay? Like, does she ever tell people that the person's not okay? Because, I don't know. I'm anxious. I'm anxious about it. It's almost like I don't want to go because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be really emotional. It's going to be hard to take on. It's going to be a lot of grief in that room. There's going to be a lot of miracles in that room. There's going to be a lot of crying in that room. So that's it. That's all I have to say right now, is that I'm feeling really anxious. I can't wait to go, though. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm very, 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 very thankful that I won these tickets, because over tickets, they were like 200 and something a piece. Yeah. There's got to be a reason why I won them, and that tomorrow's my mom's birthday. I mean, there has to be some sort of reason. There has to be. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. All right, I'm gonna go take a shower and put some makeup on and try to look a little bit better. She's laughing hysterically that I'm meeting my new best friend, Theresa. Hey, Theresa. You're pretty wooden. You're stiff. She needs a massage. She's pretty stiff. Tell her she's stiff. Oh, I can't stop. Recording. Okay, so it has been almost a week since I saw Theresa, and I keep meaning to do this video. However, I was extremely sick with the flu, and when I came home on Sunday night, my throat started to swell up and I could not swallow. I was really, really parched at the show, and I kept wanting to get a drink, but we couldn't get out, and like, because we were boxed in like freaking sardines. So it was really hard for us to even move. And I was dying of thirst. Like, I was dying. I was like literally scouring my purse, my three friends that were with us. We were like, does anybody have anything? Like, it was really dry in there, and it was really it was hot, but it was cold. And I knew I wasn't feeling that great when I woke up in the morning, so I knew I was getting sick. So I did get sick. I mean, like, full blown out since Sunday night. It is now Saturday night, like a week later. It's almost Sunday. And Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were the worst, where I had a high fever. I was vomiting, the whole thing. Ended up going to the doctors and getting something, which I did feel better, but now my stomach is still really bothering me. So yeah, I can talk now. Couldn't talk before. If you saw the video that I did a couple days ago, or well, whenever it was I put out, I was not able to speak without it really hurting. So now I can speak. It still does hurt a little bit, but definitely not. I mean, my husband said I look like I'm a normal human being now. So with all that being said, let's talk about what happened on Sunday. If you remember, well, you should remember, because I'm pretty sure I just showed the clip 2 seconds ago. I don't remember what I said before I left because it's been a week. But I remember thinking that I was going to be upset and that there was going to be a lot of tears shed. I don't know what's the best way. Maybe this. No, like this. I remembered I was going to be upset. I knew I was going to be upset, that there was going to be a lot of tears shed, and that I was hoping that I wouldn't feel resentment if one of my friends got picked and I didn't. Well, turns out, like I always do, I was correct. I'm kind of a witch in that way. Like, whatever I say generally comes true. And I'm not just saying that, like, it's been proven. I will get into that in another video about how I think of stuff, or I say it out loud, and then it does actually physically come true. So what happened was that I had those 3 extra tickets, and my friend Sarah and my friend Melissa were coming, and my friend Kim decided she just didn't want to come because she had to study for her midterm the next day. And so I was looking on Facebook, and a lot of people said yeah, they would be able to come, but it was such short notice that, it was just hard to come up with a plan. So finally my friend Christine from Toronto decided that she was going to come down. And she wasn't going to stay the night. She just came down just for the show, which is really, Toronto's like an hour away. But anyway, so she jumped on the bus. It all worked out. We met her up with her. We're able to pick her up at the bus, and then we're able to drop her off after the show, which ended up working out great. But before then, I was thinking of my other friend, Carol Ann. And I asked my friend Kelly, my friend Haley, I asked quite a bit of people. But being a Sunday night, it was not a good time. It's a school night, work night, So I asked my friend Carol Ann, but then she said that her and her daughter would like to go together. And because they only had the 1 ticket, it just wasn't going to work out. So she said, you know what, I'm going to try to get tickets. So she tried to get tickets, and she was successful getting tickets. I don't know if she got them from the box office or she got them on Kijiji or wherever she got them, but turns out she got front row. So I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason. I know that a lot of people don't like that, and in the past I haven't liked that, but there's no such thing as coincidences. There's no such thing, I really truly believe there is no such thing as coincidence. And this just proved it. Had she not been on my Facebook and said, hey, yeah, I want to go, I didn't even know she was here, then had I not said anything, and had not Christine been able to actually meet it up with us, then Carol Ann might have came by herself with us. She might have went with us, or she may not have went at all. When we were chatting, she said that she was really important for her to go because she felt like it was her time to get some sort of meaning from her mom. So, of course, I felt the same way because my mom's birthday was November the 6th. The show was November the 5th. I really, really felt that I just needed something for some sort of closure. I mean, I really need to know if my mom's okay. I really need to know if my daughter's okay. And I've been having nightly dreams with my mom like for like a month, and they don't make any sense to me what she's trying to tell me. So it was important to me to go to this. Let's just say I wasn't expecting I was going to get read. I don't know what I was expecting, but I honestly was not expecting what happened to happen. So what happened was that we went in, my knee gave out, was not happy. My knee giving out, I was in a lot of pain. I was not feeling great. We were pretty high up there. I mean, like, we were pretty high up in the stands. I noticed right away that a friend from London, Sherry, was in front row. She texted me and we waved to each other, and she stood up and we waved, but she was in front row and I could see her directly, so it wasn't that far, but I mean it was far enough. And then I was like, well, wonder where Carol Ann and her daughter is. And so then I'm like, oh, there's Cheyenne, her daughter. And then I said, oh, there's Carol Ann. So we saw them. So they were kind of close to Sherry, but not really, but they were in the same row. Theresa was supposed to come out at 7:30 or 7:15 or whatever time it was. She didn't come out to closer to 8, which we were kind of upset about because they said, oh, 5-minute mark, 5-minute mark. And then, or she maybe came out at 7:30 and she was supposed to come out at 7. Whatever it was, she was definitely late. And when she came out, she spent a lot of time just telling us what we were going to expect of the show. Like probably 20 minutes. And then she made some jokes about how she had been to Kitchener before and she had almost died in Kitchener because her shoe had got caught in the grate or something last time, and she was wearing these freaking awesome shoes. Like, these shoes probably cost her a lot of money. I mean, like, they were beautiful, but really big heels. And then she ended up coming down, and as soon as she came down, she was right directly in front of Carol Ann and Cheyenne. And I don't know what she said, something about Carol Ann's purse, and she took it and she made a joke, and then she like walked away with it. And I think I still haven't been able to talk to Carol Ann. Like, we messaged back and forth and text back and forth, but I forgot to ask her what exactly it was that she said to her. But something along the lines of, okay, well, I like this purse, thank you. And I think Carol Ann said to her, oh, okay, well, it was my mom's purse or whatever, so you definitely can't have it, or whatever she said. And then it started right away that she started talking about her mom, and Theresa did, and saying that, her mom was there, and then she started describing her mom, which was very, 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 very freaky because it was exactly like her mom, and saying that she passed away suddenly of an illness and that she would never tell anyone how sick she really truly was, which was exactly right. And Carol Ann and her mom, I won't get into details, it's personal, but they were, they weren't on the greatest terms, even though they were really close. When she passed, they weren't on the greatest terms because of stuff that had happened. And Theresa told her that, you know what, I'm fine with what happened, and I understand how you felt, and I'm sorry, and that she said she was sorry, and that she understood that the way that she was put to rest was the way that Carol Ann thought that was the best at the time, and that she has no regrets, or something like that. And then she started talking about the illness, and that how she could feel something around her stomach area, and that something was really coming to her about her stomach. And then she looked at Carol Ann and said, well, you know what, it could be you. And Carol Ann said, I went to the doctors, and yeah, you are talking about me. And then Theresa put her mic down and said to mute the mic, and she whispered something to her. And then later on I asked what she whispered, and she's like, a couple days ago, and she told her exactly what illness that she has been tested for. And Carol Ann has been very, very scared, obviously, that she's going to pass away, and pass away from the same disease that her mom had. And Theresa told her she's not, and that's not it. Everything's going to be okay. She's not going to pass away, and that her mom is telling her that this is what's going on, and her mom is with her, and her mom is sending her the signals that she's going to be okay, and that she doesn't have the same thing, and that everything's going to be okay. Now, I'm freaking out crying. Like, me and Christine were holding hands. We were crying. We're hyperventilating, crying. It's the first friggin' 5 minutes of the show. I mean, like, you don't understand how bad I was crying. I was, like, hyperventilating, crying, and I'm already not feeling good at this time, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, crazy. So she says other things to her. She starts talking about this fly that's been buzzing around the arena, and Carol Ann's like, hey, my mom has been coming to me as a fly all summer. I don't know, cell phone's going off, sorry. All summer. And yeah, so I don't know, so much had happened. So much happened. The moral is that she was right about everything she said to Caroline. Everything she was right to her. And I didn't feel resentment. Her mom reached out to her through Theresa, and it was true. So anybody who had said that they're not a believer, like a lot of people told me that it was bullshit, that Theresa's a fake, she's a fraud, none of this is gonna happen, like none of it's true. There is no way she knew. She could have told her what her mom had passed away from. There's no way that she knew my friend and what my friend was going through privately right now with her health, and there's no way. Yeah, all these other people I don't know, but I know her. I sat there the whole entire night listening to all these stories. They affected me a lot, especially because there was one story that I believe was for me. I believe that, honestly, I truly believe that Theresa was reaching out to me. And the odd thing is that a couple days later, when I was okay to read messages, there were several people that were there that I knew, obviously, because apparently I know everybody. And they all said, I really truly believe that Theresa was not speaking about that lady's daughter. She was speaking about Leia, our daughter. And I do too. We weren't in the same area, but we were close enough to this lady that I think the lady just wanted to hear what she wanted to hear, and that she was pulling it that it was her daughter, when in reality I truly believe it was mine. I say this because Theresa was standing in the middle of the auditorium. And this woman had been trying to get her attention for quite some time now, And she just wanted a reading. She wanted, no matter what it was, she was not going to leave without getting heard. So Theresa said something about there being a princess in the room who really needed to speak to her mommy. Princess Leia needed to speak to her mama. She said this baby who passed before her time needed to tell her mama that everything was going to be okay. Now, everybody that was there, everybody that I knew said the same thing, that was for me, wasn't for this lady. But she needed it more than I did. She was pulling whatever Theresa was saying. She was like, yeah, it's definitely my daughter. Even though her daughter wasn't a baby when she died. Well, I guess she still was a baby. She was 4, but I wouldn't really consider that a baby, being 4. And Theresa talked about having miracles, and that miracles in her life right now, and then she said, you have other children right now? And she's like, no. And she's like, okay. And she was thinking, like, I really truly believe this isn't for her, and she said, okay, well, like, your daughter's running around in circles right now, with me, and she's running and she's dancing and she's singing and she's laughing, but she doesn't seem to recognize you. And again, if she doesn't recognize her, then that's not her mother. That's not for you. But the mom was like, okay, well, she was blind and deaf and didn't have ears or something, like, so whatever, or didn't have, whatever it was, is when she was born she had whatever, and she wasn't supposed to be born, she was supposed to pass before she was born, but she ended up being born, and then she lived till like she was 3 or 4 with being blind, deaf, and not being able to communicate, not being able to walk, not being able to talk, obviously, or see. So yeah, it could be her daughter because she wouldn't recognize her because she didn't know who she was. It very well could have been. But the thing is that when I came home and the more I kept thinking about everything she said, the more I kept thinking that this was not for her. This was not for her. This was not for her. And she just wanted to hear it because... And the fact that I don't know, I mean, like, I know Melissa. I know the people I was with. And, I know, Caroline, I know her daughter very well. I know those other people, but there was 2 people that I don't know. I don't know them. I know them because through Facebook, we've never met in person. We live in the same town, and they said, I truly believe, and they barely know my story. They just know my daughter. Its name is Leah. She said, I truly believe that story was not, that reading, that moment was not for that lady. She just wanted to hear it as her own, that it was for you. And the more I keep thinking about it, the more I keep thinking I got ripped off. And now I won't know. Was it? Was it for her? Was it for me? Yeah, this girl could be now walking because she's in heaven and she's cured. She could be running around. But I had said that evening when we sat down, I had a necklace on with Leia's picture in it with my mom, and I had my mom's wedding rings. And I kept thinking, wow, and you feel that? And I'm like, do you feel that coldness? Do you feel that? Like something was around me, like something was buzzing around, and I kept saying that, and they were like, well, there's a lot of people in here, and I was like, yeah, you know what, that's true. I don't know. All in all, every story she's told, or story, whatever, I'm just going to use story because, for lack of a better word, everything she said was true. I truly believe it. Every reading she did, except for there was one instance where she was getting mad, and everybody else was kind of getting mad because there was a lady who was like obviously manipulating her time, and yeah, I don't know. But she was so nice to everybody. She was so nice. She was funny. She did swear quite a bit, but she also said, you know what, I'm not going to go to hell for saying the F word. I'm going to go to hell because I talked to dead people. So halfway through, I kept thinking, well, you know what, is this real? Like, even after the whole Carol Ann thing, I kept thinking, is this real? Like, is this real life? Like, is this... I don't know. But it gave me hope that there's something out there. It gave me hope that my daughter could be okay. That's it. Even though she's not physically right here with me, that she's with us. And I'm very, very happy that Caroline got that closure she needed. I mean, like, I'm happy, even though her loss was recent, and that I don't begrudge her at all. And I felt like when I came home, I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna be so upset. Why didn't I bring Kleenex in here with me? I'm gonna be, hang on one second. Okay. I'm going to be upset for her. I'm going to be jealous. I'm not going to be happy for her, but it was the complete opposite. I did not feel like I was not happy for her. I felt happy for her. Um, yeah. I can't go into all the details of all the other people's stories. I mean, like, that's their stories to tell, but I just know our story, and I know that I'm definitely a believer, even more so now. I don't think it was witchcraft. I don't think she's a witch. I don't think that, I mean, say what you want, say anything you want. I know what I experienced, and I know that what she said to my friend, and there's no way that she could have made that up. And it wasn't just like she was grasping at straws, like, oh, was your mom sick for a while, or, like, there was no way. There's no way. There may have been an instance where she did say to one person, like, oh, they brought your son's remains back in a box, and the lady said no. And she said, like, I don't want to get into the reason why he passed away, but I feel like somebody was, like, choking, or, like, it was self-induced, self-inflicted. And the lady behind her said, oh, you know what, my son passed, like, he committed suicide. And but it must be hard. I mean, like, because if you're in a room with 20,000 people, or however many, well, there wasn't 20,000 people there, whatever, however many people are there, it must be very hard. There's all these people, wanting answers, and you only have answers for a handful of people, or you can only give a handful of people, answers. Anyways, I just wanted to come on. I'm sorry that it's taking me this long to do it, but like I said, I've been sick. I'm feeling much better. Thank you so much for the love. We have a lot of interesting things coming up in December. We're going to do Vlogmas, which I have done every year for the last 2 years, so I'm going to do it this year again. Don't forget to miss that. I have a bunch of things planned. Now it's just to get better, focus on Ryder's birthday coming up, and then Christmas, that sort of thing. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and I would really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you already aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell, because you don't always get notifications. I feel like if you don't hit that bell. Tell me in the comments if you were a believer. If you are not a believer, that's your prerogative. Great, but please don't try to rain on my parade. I've already heard some stuff about Halloween that I didn't even keep in the comments, but I don't need that, okay? I do what I do. I think what I think. I live my life the way that I live my life, because it is my life. Yes, I'm here putting all my information onto, or all of my personal thoughts and feelings up here onto YouTube, and I understand that. But in this instance, I don't want to hear negativity. I don't want to hear anything bad about it. I don't want to hear voodoo. I don't want to, trust me, I've heard it quite a bit. I've heard it all, pretty much. And I don't want to hear it in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Not that I think any of you guys would purposely do that, because I have, we have really good viewers, and you guys are awesome. And, I've had quite a bit of support and love surrounding me from somebody you don't even know. I mean, we weren't pregnant when we started this journey onto YouTube. I was pregnant when I started the journey onto Tumblr. And that's where all my love and support comes from with Leia. My love and support for Ryder comes from this channel. You want to love and support me also? You can go to www.letterstoleia.ca. Lots of great letters, photos, memories, a lot of great stuff over there. I also have a book available for purchase that'll be down below in the links. All proceeds go to Bereaved Families of Ontario. I don't keep a single cent of the sales. You can also, if you don't want to purchase it, you can have it for free from the ebook. I think it's important information to read this, especially if you've ever gone through a loss or you know somebody who has. Don't keep silent though. That's the most important thing. Like we need to really break the silence about and a taboo around stillbirth, because people really need to know that this stuff happens. But that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. And right now I just really need to go and snuggle my boy who will make me feel better. Thank you so much again for watching. Bye.